And thank you to everyone for coming. And it's a pleasure, as Sarah said, it's a pleasure to be here to introduce this new grant scheme that the International Society for Diatom Research we have launched. And my idea is to do a brief presentation of these grants, but as Sarah said, and with Andrea being here, that Andrea is the representative and is very active, that we would like very much to take advantage that we are all here and to interact with you, a part of the grants. That the main reason is to present the grants, doubts, and just to do this. But this, if we have time, we would love to have a chat with you. If you know something about the society, if you have ideas, or if you don't have any idea, what you would like, what you would consider to join the society, what do you think it would serve for you? This is what we really like to have today as well. And having said that, I'm the president, I have been the president for the last 2 years, but Sarah will become president in the next IDS that is happening in August this year. So in the next 2 years, Sarah Spalding will be the president of the International Society for Diatom Research. So if you have any ideas after this meeting, you can contact me, Andrea, or Sarah as well, or any of the members of the council. So this will go back after, but let's start with the main aim of this presentation, this grant scheme. And thank you, Andrea. We will, yes, please. Start with the objective. So what is why we create this scheme, and is that because we want to support the early career researchers, members of the society, the International Society for Diatom Research, that we call ISDR, to undertake original projects focusing on diatoms, whatever is the disciplines, across all disciplines, by providing open funding opportunities and facilitating and promoting collaboration and networking. These two ones, for us, it's also very important. Next, how we do this with two types of grants. Next, Andrea, please. The first one is what we call a starting early career researchers, or also we call it Luc Ector ECR Bursary. This was in memory of Luc Ector. As you know, probably all of you know, Luc Ector was a very important diatomist that died last year, but a part of very prominent diatomist. He was also always concerned about the young people, the young diatomists, and always ready to help. So we thought that was a good way to put a name in his memory of this type of grants. So this type one, it's an individual grant, and the main aim is to enable students to do something that would be otherwise very difficult or impossible to perform. And next. And of this type of grants, this year there are three, in this type, 3 grants, 3 awards available, and each award will be of £2,000 per student. And this award will have to be spent within 2 years. Next. The budget that you can apply can cover almost everything, consumables, not consumables, travel expenses, whatever, but the important is that exclusively needed for the development of this project. Next, and who can apply? This is important. These grants are meant especially for the students, that is, registered MSc or PhD students, that they are members, paid members of the Society, of the International Society for Diatom Research. Next, Andrea. The type 2 grants, the second type, is what we call ACR Networking Grants. These, as difference of the type 1, these are not individual but collaborative grants. In these grants should be a consortium of at least 3 early career researchers. And the main aim here is to promote collaboration, multidisciplinarity, and independence of initiative among the ACR. That is important that you collaborate, but it's also important that you think about the project that is your own project. Not a project of your supervisor or a project that is the continuation of the group of research, that it could be the continuation of your research, but it's important that has your, let's say, your label. It's your initiative. And for this call, in this type, there is 1 grant available, and that said original could be original research, like a scientific, what we understand for a scientific project, but could be also outreach, resource creation, whatever you can think that is important to networking and to collaborate. And the value of this award would be £4,000. And again, like the type 1, will have to be spent in the next 2 years. Next, Andrea. And it's the same that type 1, the budget can cover all what you need, consumables, non consumables, travel expenses. The important is that needs to be exclusively for the development, what you need for the development of the project. In this case, in type 2, as needs to be a consortium of at least 3 early careers, it's open to as many as you need or you want, but minimum of 3. Here, you need to designate a coordinator, and then it will be the coordinator who will receive the money. Next, and who can apply. So here, these grants are thought for the early career researchers, that here we define them as researchers who are within the 8 years of the work of the degree, the PhD or MSc degree. And of course, as well, paid members of the society. Next. So how to apply? The application is online. It's already open, the call, and the deadline is 30th of September. And the application you will see is very straightforward. It's through, depending if it's type 1, type 2, but it's Google Forms. We create Google Forms. Next. And what we ask in these Google Forms. Next, please, Andre. What we ask is, you will see there are boxes asking your personal data. Another one, an abstract of maximum 200 words. And then we ask for the project proposal. This next, what we ask here is you upload the project proposal. It's not that you need to write in the box, but you need to prepare the project proposal following these sections, that is the context and important, the objective, the methodology, the work plan, and the planned outputs. All of this needs to be composed in only one PDF, maximum 2 pages if you are applying for type 1, and maximum 5 pages if you are applying for type 2. But the important is that you upload this, so, and you format as you want in the PDF. Next, that we are asking as well is to upload the budget. The budget will be for with an Excel sheet. That means with a list of the items that you think that you need, the cost, and also the justification why you need this for the development of the project. And then another thing that we ask to upload is your CVs. Next is also we are asking how this funding would benefit your research, as well as, that is also important, how you think this project could benefit the society. And the next one, yes. And for the 2 types, in case you intend to visit a host organization, you will need to upload the letter of acceptance. So that's to have in advance that you need to ask for this document for the application. And next, yes, the evaluation criteria. So what we will be thinking for the evaluation during the evaluation is the scientific quality of the project. So the reasoning, the objective, and how it will contribute to improve the knowledge of the diatoms. Again, for the type 2, doesn't need to be strictly a scientific research project. But you need to think, you need to show in the proposal how we'll make advance in the knowledge of the diatoms, or why. And then the other important evaluation criteria is the feasibility of the project, the typical, with the methodology, work plan, and the people that you are, and the requested budget, how feasible is the project. And yes, there are additional criteria for the type 1, that it's the individual one, and it is the benefits that the project would have for the applicant, researcher, and the career. It's how you would benefit, how your career development will benefit in having this project. And as well, how these funds will allow you to do something that otherwise would be impossible. And next, for the additional criteria for the type 2, it's important because it's a consortium. It's the potential to create synergies, the project, the potentiality to create synergies among the early career researchers, the scientific merit, and the innovative nature and relevance, and as well, the expected outputs. Next, yes, the timing. So it's what I said, it's the call, it's already open, and the deadline, it's the 30th of September. The evaluations decisions announcement is expected to be no later than 30th of November 2023. So if here they are reviewers, please, we will contact potential reviewers to be on time, because it's very important that we can give these awards by 30th of November. And then the plan for starting the project would be December this year or January 24. And again, the project duration is 2 years, so the work must be spent within the next 2 years, that is 2024, 2025. Next one, please. Yes. Then the projects, that's the overall, some of the outputs, extra outputs that the society is requiring is, let's say, reports. It's at the beginning of the project. We would like a brief description of the project, as well as the biography of the awarded student, because we would like to publish this in our website, in the ISDS website. Next. And at the end of the project, we will ask for a full report, but again, a brief summary to be put it on our website. The next, because what we really want, we would like very much is with this early career, it's engagement and contribution with the activities of the society. Either it's with the blogspot, webinars, with the activities of the Young ISDR that Andrea may present, the council, whatever. The important is that we have, let's say, a continuous dialogue between the awardees and the council or the society to know your needs, to work together. And next, I think that's almost, yes. Here is all the information. This information and more detail can be found in the webpage of the society, that is isdr.org. There is a new tab that is ISDR Grants, and in the about and how to apply, there is all this information and also the links to apply. And at the bottom of the page of the about, you will also find the link to the grant guidance PDF, that there is all much more detail that I explained. So I understand that this will be on the web, so you have these resources. And just before questions, just to encourage the students, please consider making application of this new grant scheme. I haven't said this we trial as a 3 years. So this is the first year, 2023, but our aim is to have the similar call for 2024 and for 2025. So if you have an idea, or you think you can have an idea, it's still 2 months. You see that the application is not very long. It's 2 pages or maximum 5 pages for type 2. You still have time. But if you would say, well, I'm busy or I'm not sure, you think that you may have the opportunity next year or the following one. And if you are a supervisor or senior researcher, please encourage students to apply in this call. And that's it. Next is just open to questions that you may have.
Thank you, Rosa. Thank you for introducing this program. And I really would like to encourage all of you to ask questions about the program, anything of Rosa or Andrea or myself. And this is really a program to encourage you, to encourage your engagement with ISDR as the next generations of leaders in our field and in our society. And we want to help you get there. And this program is really designed to do that. So feel free to raise your hand or put something in the chat. I was doing a lot of putting things in the chat. Maybe I hope that maybe prompted some ideas, that this can really be, really think of something that you haven't been able to do. And you might have a group of friends from your university and another, and you could propose an idea that you all go to take a field course together, or go to learn a particular technique from a professional in the field. or have time to write a grant for your next postdoc or your upcoming postdoc, just throwing out ideas. What else? I put in there offer to teach a class. One of the things that I have took the example from my mentor, Gene Stormer, was he initially started the course in Iowa as a student. He didn't know anything about diatoms, and his advisor urged him to go teach a class so he would learn. And I took that up a while later about fossil diatoms. I didn't know anything about it, but I invited a bunch of people to come together and for a week to have a clinic. Let's see. Yeah, so if you have ideas, ask them. Okay, Anna says her membership has lapsed. Ooh. You can become a member today, and you will qualify to apply for a grant. And the membership is one of the most reasonable of professional societies. I would say if anyone even has an issue with being able to pay the cost of the membership, please contact us. We will find a way for you to be a member of the society. We do not want, I think it's $50 US or something, to be a limitation to joining. Yeah, I'll just give a chance for someone else to.
Just what I would like to add what Sarah said. Yes, fully please, that what we may think it's very reasonable, for other people may think that's a lot of money. So please, it's not the price that could not, I know that some people, colleagues of speaking Spanish, we have discussed this, and sometimes you say, well, this is a lot of money. If this is a lot of money, please contact us and we will find a way. Should not be the fees. But yes, what Anna said, it's we know that in the past we had to renew every year the membership. Now it's set to be renewed automatically, because we know that this was one of the problems. So if you become now a member, then you will continue to be a member, as most of the societies, at least all the other ones, you don't need to bother to renew. And also you are entitled for applying for grants to attend the IDS, the International Society, or depending if you are a student or not, or also if you are a young ISDR, I mean, early career researcher. Oh, this, Andrea, you can say as being members of.
Exactly. I just wanted to say the $50 are for the, well, fledged diatomists. Mm-hmm. So anyone who is under their PhD, it is only $26. I know that it might be a lot anyway, but as Rosa says, as Sarah says, just let us know, and we will find a way to have you with us, and also having the possibility to be part of this grant scheme. That should be absolutely no problem. So just contact us. I will also put my email down. Rosa, maybe you also do that. And so everyone will have our mails in the whatever the minutes. I don't know how exactly this works in this case, but that would be great to have everyone knowing how this works. The good thing is we are getting ever more active as a society. I started at the beginning before Corona. I started in 2017 already working with the ECRs, and it was quite a lot of work, quite a lot of fun. and it's really something where you get to know everybody. So please don't hesitate to also contact me if you have interest in becoming also part of the young Diatomists or young ISDR, because we really need some active people to keep this thing alive, to also get people to to be active with us and do things. Yusuf, I think you have a question.
Yes, thank you. You can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm from Morocco, actually. I am a young diatomist, you know. I work on diatom. I'm very, very passionate with this field. I'm a student, a PhD student, first year. As you know, here in Morocco, we don't have, you know, a lot of programs or, you know, to learn how to identify diatoms to work on this field. I actually work on my own using as limited as the limited possibilities I have. So actually, I would like to say thank you for the opportunities that you give to young diatomists like us. I would like to ask if there is a possibility for, you know, like a discount or a few waiver for, you know, membership in the association. Thank you.
So I think there already is a possibility, but in any rate, please get in touch with us, send us an email so we don't forget, because right now we don't have your email address or anything like that. And I think it would be a little bit easier if we have you also in contact with our treasurer and so on. So write to us, we will manage this. Yeah.
And thank you for attending and
Yeah.
showing your
Thank
best.
you. Thank you.
And Super, I think I saw, yeah, Hirak, that would be great if you also want to be part of Young ISDR. That would be great.
Yeah, and I could just say, you know, just think of, ideas of what would be helpful for you. Yusuf, if you would like to travel to work with someone for some period of time who works in your area of the things that you would like to study, you know, contact that person and see if they're open to hosting you. If you have the travel funds to get there, I think that's a really nice way to fill in skills, because our community is really very open and welcoming of people who want to learn about different aspects of diatoms.
Thank you. Actually, Professor Sarah, in this year, I read a lot of your papers. Actually, I am a big fan, if you may say. You inspire me for this field. The other thing actually that is inspiring for me is that in our country, Morocco, as you know, we don't have so much people that working on diatoms. It's barely we have some papers here, you know. The diversity, we have a lot of ecosystems, a lot to work on actually. I work on an idea to modify, if it's possible, the indicator, the diatom indicator that's published by Rosa, I think that's his name, because you know the diatom and some climate characteristic. Here in Morocco we have the semi-arid to arid climate. The diatoms we found, actually, I'm working now, I'm in my lab or with camera, working on diatoms to identify diatoms. We have difficulties, as you know. We only work with so much limited possibilities, if I may say. I know my English actually is not so good. So I would like actually to send you, I will send you an email, Professor Sarah, and contact you if it's possible, you know, for a training, if it's possible, in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please do. And whether it's whether you submit a proposal to do work with me or someone else, or to attend a course, those are all really great options. And I would also urge people that are interested in submitting a proposal, have your advisor read it once you write it, and or maybe your colleagues. And I would say reach out to me, or I would volunteer my my ISDR colleagues just for some feedback on your proposal. We're not going to tell you exactly how to write it, but we can give you some hints about what to include in a proposal, helping if you have issues with English, so that part of this process you'll learn about proposal writing, and take the opportunity to get feedback so that you can submit a really polished proposal. And that will help you in once it comes to the evaluation, and making sure that you check all of the application has some really specific areas that you need to include. And we might say, you missed this one. How are you going to address this point?
And if I can add a question to Joseph, but I think that's an important point that Kartik put. Kartik said you can explore possibly of your visiting my lab, check CV Raman Fellowship. I think this is one of the other things, if being part of the society, is what we are saying, the networking. And it could be through this scheme that at the end it's limited because we have only one for the networking and for the other, but it's only this. But what that happened to me, I also had the possibility of a grant. I contact researchers, the grant was denied, but the people say, well, I have these funds, why you don't apply for the other? And then it's how you do it. It's trying to approach the people. I mean, you first need to identify your necessities, and then contacting people, and then finding the resources. And if it's not one, could be another one. So I think this is part of being the society, that this is, it's not that the problem is solved, but between each of us, we help to solve the problem through this scheme, or it could be that is what Kartik said, well, but there is this one, maybe it's another scheme. And I think this is very important of the message of being in the society and being active and having these talks and so on.
I might offer another suggestion. I see somebody in the audience who's working on a very nice paper and doesn't have the time to do it outside of the regular work. Perhaps a way to use this grant would be paying your salary for the time period that you need to finish your publication, because your regular work does not cover submitting scientific papers. Just another thought.
Yeah, I think that's important, that it's not only a scientific, I mean, I need to advance with this objective and needs to be cutting off. It's, for instance, the individual grants is exactly for this, to do something that otherwise you will not be able to do. And that helps a lot to advance in your career. And for instance, the example of Sarah would be, of course, that needs to be evaluated, and that's important, but it's to put examples to think this could be a way you can, for some reason, you cannot work on this paper, but the reasons needs to be clear, not only because I don't have time, no, but that's, I see very clear. Let's open more if people can interact.
David says, to you, Rosa, great point. He was just thinking of non-academic diatomists who are interested in doing research. Yeah, so you don't have to be in a university. This is open to everyone who is wants to further their career involving diatoms.
If you want, I would also say, si tenéis preguntas, también podemos responderlas en español si hace falta. So we can also answer in Spanish. I'm sorry we cannot do it in many more languages, but we can try, at least.
Well, Andrea can do it in German as well.
Yes,
So.
exactly.
Okay, if there are no more questions, oh, here's one from Anna. I wish I had this option when I was counting samples nonstop for monitoring programs. Well, there were so many things I wanted to write about instead. It's not too late, Anna, you can still do that. I know you have a lot of ideas. I know you have a lot going on. And so we want to encourage you to do that. Yeah, follow your heart. So if there aren't any more questions, we'll end the discussion unless anybody has anything in the chat or words to say. This session it's being recorded and we'll post it on the YouTube channel. And there will be a link on diatoms.org. So you can watch it again or tell your friends about it. I will also post email contacts for Andrea and Rosa and myself on that page, so you can contact us directly about your ideas, and we'll try to ask them, answer them, or get you to the right person who can. And I'll also put, Andrea has posted the ECR, has its own email account. So we'll put that there as well. And so you can contact the Early Career Researchers Group. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for joining. It's really great to have you here, and think creatively, think what, dream big, because we would like to help you to make your contributions to the society, things that we haven't even thought of that you have. So thanks everyone.